All right, not the start anyone was hoping for the NLCS for the Padres. First NLCS game in 24 years, and just one hit against Zack Wheeler and the Phillies bullpen. Padres were gifted an opportunity in the ninth inning, did not take advantage of it. Manny Machado flying out, Josh Bell striking out. We can argue the merits of Josh Bell even batting in that spot. Series far from over, obviously, but the Padres do lose game one. 2-0 tonight down at Petco to the Phillies. So John and Jim with you here on the wrap-up show. Make your way in. We were both there. We were broadcasting outside. This thing all of a sudden tomorrow feels like a quasi must win with Blake Snell on the mound, 90-degree temperatures. Austin Nola pitching for the Phillies. He's been outstanding, specifically in the postseason. But as you make your way in, please subscribe. We've got year-round Padres content for you. Smash the like button for us as well. Follow us on Twitter at John Schaefer, at Jim Russell SD. We appreciate the memberships. We appreciate the supers. If you want to contribute to support this channel, just click the $sign in the chat box down below. Listen, they lost game one to the Dodgers, Jim. They won the series in 4 games. They lose game one here tonight. And, it felt like a hangover game, honestly. I mean, one hit in a 2-0 loss, one hit and one runner at second base. And that came in the ninth inning because of a complete gift of an error that should have ended the game. It felt like a complete hangover, and the Padres are down a game.
Yeah, the difference between game one versus the Dodgers and game one versus the Phillies, Padres had fight in that game. Padres actually scored 3 runs. They got back into that game. They had multiple opportunities late in the game to either try to tie it up or take a lead. Tonight was just the complete opposite. It was flat. The one run for the Phillies against the Padres felt like it was 100-0. Zack Wheeler, you can't take anything away from him. He was really good tonight. But I mean, these 5-pitch innings, these 6-pitch innings, you can't do that shit in the postseason, man. You can't. You can't have just wasted at bats. And it felt like tonight they were swinging first pitch a lot, especially after the first inning. It was a 24 pitch first inning. That's good. And then you saw it be an 8-pitch inning and then a 5-pitch inning. And it just, they obviously got nothing going. Yeah, we can talk about why is Josh Bell in this lineup right now. He did hit a ball really hard early in the game, but it was right at Segura.
Yep.
But from the right side, it feels like I have the same swings as Josh Bell. Like, that's how bad it looks right now with Josh Bell, with Will Myers, even though, yes, I know he got to hit everybody. I get it. But other than that, Will Myers' at-bats do not look good at all. Juan Soto's at-bats did not look good tonight. The entire team did not have good at-bats. Like, no one had a good at-bat tonight at all, it felt like. And tomorrow's game, it's a long series, but tomorrow's game, glad it's a quick turnaround, but man, tomorrow is it's a must-win game, man.
Yeah, it's hard to imagine. The problem with going down 2 games to none, I mean, there's a number of problems, but you're going to the road. You're not coming home. It's 3 games in Philadelphia, which means they win 2 out of 3. You don't even get back here.
No.
So the Phillies would just have to kind of win a series against you, 2 out of 3 at home, and then you never get back here. So tomorrow feels critical, and Aaron Nola has been outstanding. Blake Snell, you talked about previously or off air with me, has not been good in day games. It's going to be very warm. That's definitely a factor tomorrow. It could be in the 90s, not just 90. I mean, it could be in the 90s tomorrow with the 135 start. And, Aaron Nola, I want to say, is not allowed to run the postseason at 2 starts. I mean, this Padres team at home, Jim, in the last 22 innings, I think I have this right. Someone tweeted this to me, so if I'm wrong, my apologies. I want to say they've scored in one of the 22 innings. That was an amazing inning. 7th inning against the Dodgers. I mean, it was an amazing inning. So take absolutely nothing away from it. But that's the only the only inning they've scored in their last 22 frames. It's like, you got to score first tomorrow. It really feels like you have to score first tomorrow. Mm-hmm. And my concern after one game, and I thought Darvish was very good. The Harper home run was never getting out last week. The Schwarber home run's getting, out of the moon. I mean, he hit it so hard. It was the hardest hit ball ever in the history of Petco Park. But my concern is the Phillies can slug people to death, and that's not really the Padres' MO, right? They don't really run into balls. I mean, occasionally they do. The Machados, the Sotos can. We haven't really seen it from Soto. Grisham has a little bit in the postseason, but if you get into a slugfest with the Phillies, I don't know if that's really advantage Padres. I would think advantage Schwarber and Harper.
Yeah, coming into this series, that's the biggest concern. And this Padres team, the pitching gives up home runs. They're
Yes.
susceptible to giving up home
Yep.
runs. And the Phillies are mashers. And right now, Bryce Harper, it feels like every time at the plate he's going to do something. He is just completely locked in. I know Schwarber's average is not good, but
Yep.
I mean, you saw what happened tonight. You throw a hanger to him, he's going to hit it 500 feet, and he did that. Castellanos has pop, Realmuto, uh, everybody on the Phillies, it feels like at any moment could hit a home run.
Mm-hmm.
You do not feel that with the Padres. And if they do not figure out how to hit Aaron Nola tomorrow, because they have not hit Aaron Nola like ever,
Right.
it's not good. If they don't figure out a way to win tomorrow, it's looking bleak to even come back to San Diego. You're right, because Musgrove game 3, I don't think it's official yet, but it's going to happen.
And you'd feel good there, obviously, against Ranger Suarez.
You have no clue what you're doing game 4. And then game 5 is Darvish again, but you're going up against Wheeler again.
Yeah, exactly.
Now
That's exactly right.
Now here's the thing: is like they're better offensively on the road. They average over 5 runs on the road during the postseason. At home, it's not good. And besides that 7th inning on Saturday night, they've done nothing at home. Yep. And that's a major problem. That's why I wish kind of this team was on the road more in the postseason. But I don't know, man. Being that ballpark tonight, I know that we're down 2-0, but it just even Rich McGuire said, like, it just did not feel right. Like the crowd, wasn't that? It didn't feel.
And
like
they tried. I mean, the crowd tried to will the team into it. I mean, the crowd was creating energy, but the team just didn't create their own energy and didn't feed off the crowd.
No,
and that was honestly, Jim. It doesn't surprise me. I mean, we're all human beings. When you slay the dragon, drink. There's something in there that you can't inherently get out of your system and pretend like your back is against the wall like 2 days later. You just cannot do it. I mean, all Padres fans talk about for years and years and years is how can we get over the hump of beating the Dodgers. Padres players feel the same way. Will Myers has talked about it routinely over the years. It's hard to close the door on that. And now they have to. And they've got, 18 hours or whatever it is before they play again. So,
and here's the thing with Blake Snell, like I was saying, this year, day games.
Do you have
7 start? What?
Mm-hmm. I was going to see if you had the actual stat. Yep.
I do. 7 starts. Whoa, hold on. Stupid freaking ad. 7 starts. He's got a 4.79 ERA. 1-4 in those starts.
Yeah, it's not great.
Last year, it's even worse. Last year, he was 1-2 with a 7.25 ERA in day games.
Yeah, super concerning. And he can throw, obviously, a lot of pitches. That's not the biggest issue because you didn't really use your bullpen here tonight. So if he only goes 5, he only goes 5. If he only goes 4 2/3, the key here is you got to keep your team even or ahead. At worst, trailing by a run when you leave the game. But it just feels it's scary right now when the Padres are trailing at home. I don't think a lot of people have confidence in them overcoming a deficit. And I say that. They just overcame a 3-run deficit against the Dodgers in the biggest game of their season. So we'll see. And by the way, Nola, to your point, he's got 3.11 lifetime in 8 starts against the Padres, but 55 innings, 39 hits. He was unbelievable in that one start at Petco this year when he got beat by Austin Nola, the only run in that game. I thought he was unbelievable in that game, and that was just a complete break, happenstance, fortune, luck. Let's get to a couple supers here as we get started. John and Jim with you on the wrap-up show. Again, it's game 1. Game 2 all of a sudden becomes critical as the Padres try to avoid falling behind 2-0 in a best of 7 as they go to Philadelphia, because at that point, as we all agree, you're going to be hard-pressed to get the series back to San Diego potentially. Again, please, if you're here, subscribe. If you're a Padres fan, smash the like button for us. Follow us on Twitter. If you'd like to become a member, click the join button. Thank you for the supers. Great way to support this channel. Just click the $ in the chat box, like Jared, our longtime viewer and moderator. Thank you, Jared.
He got to go down with Rich McGuire tonight in Rich's seat. So
I love that. I love that, Jared. I hope you enjoyed it despite the result. I mean, the atmosphere was incredible, obviously. It was just cool to be in the building. You just wish they played better. I think we should discuss this. I mean, why not pinch hit for Bell in the 9th? Bell is trash or garbage or throw up emoji. I mean, he's been really bad. He's had 1 hit in the postseason. It was huge. It's off Max Scherzer. He was overmatched in that sequence. Not to say Drury wouldn't have been or Alfaro or whomever wouldn't have been. I'm a little surprised Josh Bell got that opportunity. I know he hit the Phillies well with the Nationals, but Jim, he's got like a 600 OPS as a Padre, and I don't know if he earned the opportunity to hit there representing the winning run.
I'm telling you, I never really watched Josh Bell before he got here. I just saw his numbers, and I was like, oh, he's good. Like, those are good numbers. But you can't tell me that his swing doesn't look horrible.
Yeah, it's like a fishing swing.
It's like, I don't even know how to describe. I can't even do it. But his swing
like a half
looks
swing.
So bad a lot of the times. When he does not make contact, it looks like, how is this guy a major leaguer? And tonight, and really this whole postseason, minus, now granted, you have to give him credit. He got the postseason off to a great start against Max Scherzer. That 2-run homer. That's good. But he's done nothing since. And I agree with Jared there. I probably would have gone Drury that situation, lefty righty matchup. Is something wrong with Drury? Like, is he not?
Think so. I don't think so. No, okay. I don't think so. It's just the postseason. He hasn't gotten as many chances.
But also, it's not like Drury's on fire as well.
No,
Drury
he's not.
Has nothing. He has 0 hits in the postseason. And versus the Dodgers on Saturday night, he was horrible as well. So you're kind of like, it's like you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't, because both of these guys are black holes right now in your lineup. And they're hitting.
I don't know where else you turn, right?
They're hitting in the middle of it. That's the problem. I told you, John. I said the middle of this lineup is not good right now. You're like, it's fine.
Yeah, but that's not good with the middle of the lineup. I mean, look at what Machado, Soto, Profar, whomever. I mean, they've won runners.
Nobody did good tonight. Everybody was not good tonight. It was.
I thought Nola hit a ball really well that was run down in right field by Castellanos. I thought that was a decent play. Soto walked early, got ahead 3-0, was very timid at the plate. I thought a 3-1 pitch he took was a ball. I think most people agree with that. It was a called strike.
The umpire sucked tonight. And
the umpire wasn't great.
You're staring down at Doug Eddings outing in Game 5. Well, too. You're staring down at Doug Eddings outing in Game 6.
Hopefully, you can get that. I mean, after losing Game 1, you kind of feel like you kind of just think to yourself, "Hey, we need to get this thing. We need to get this thing back." And
even if they come back 3-2, it's like, fuck, can this team score offense then?
Yeah, but you know what? Right now, if you told me they're coming back 3-2, I think I have no choice but to take it. I mean, is that maybe not? Maybe I say, let's see what happens tomorrow. If they get 1-1, you hope to be up 3-2 as opposed to down 3-2. It's a long series. It's a 7-game series. It's not like the Padres were thoroughly outplayed tonight. It wasn't some ridiculous circumstance. The pitching was good on both sides. I thought really the difference was the Schwarber ball. I mean, the Harper ball ended up in the first row. It's not. It wasn't. It was.
Look, Harper is just amazing. He got backspin on that ball and it just went out. The Schwarber ball was
90 degrees out.
The Schwarber ball was literally put on a tee for him, and we saw the replay, John, and his bat didn't even vibrate.
The ball didn't even the ball was immediately off the bat. It was ridiculous. I mean, it's the farthest ball he's ever hit, and this guy's has the highest exit velocity in baseball this year. The furthest ball he's ever hit, he's got the best exit velocity in baseball. That's all you need to know.
And it sucks too because Darvish actually pitched really freaking well. 7. If you told me before the game, guess what? He's going 7, giving up 2. I'd be like, yeah, take it.
Yeah, definitely.
I just didn't realize this team would have one freaking hit all night long.
Yeah, Darvish could have gone 17 innings tonight, not allowing a run, and you don't even know if you're going to win because you didn't score either.
Yeah.
Vector, thank you for the super. He says, cannot afford to regress to regular season Padres. I mean, listen, this is the first time in 8 playoff games that their offense was completely anemic. Okay, this is the postseason. We're facing Hall of Famers. But you're facing frontline pitching with the Groms and the Scherzers and the Uriases and the Kershaws and the Wheelers and the Nolas. This is legit pitching. And, yeah, tonight was awful. I mean, they had a base hit. A well-hit ball up the middle was their night on offense. And, by the way, they never should have had that rally in the 9th inning. They were nearly gifted the game. I mean, you had Machado batting to walk off after a double play ball hit by Soto was thrown away. I mean, that's unbelievable that the Phillies could even survive that.
Yeah.
But Machado, I didn't think was a good at bat there in the 9th inning. Again, the dude's throwing 101, Alvarado, so it's easy for me to say that. And then Bell, I didn't think was a good at bat either. But again, it's easy for me to say that. Dude's throwing 102 in their bullpen. Whatever the hell his name is in the 8th inning, Sir Anthony Edwards or whatever the hell his name is. And Dominguez. Then Alvarado.
Dominguez and Alvarado.
Yeah, I mean, those guys have been unbelievable in the postseason for the Phillies.
And here's the thing, too. you need to put the ball in play versus the Phillies because their defense is not good.
As you saw in the 9th inning.
And the 12 strikeouts tonight, only 2 walks. Look, I understand Wheeler was pounding the zone, but the first pitch swingings, all like it felt like the Padres had at no point in time in this game like had any type of. I felt even with the 9th inning with that play that the Phillies made to get 2 on with 1 out. I just didn't feel right. I was like, it just doesn't feel like they're going to get this hit here.
I felt like that. Honestly, dude, I felt different. I said, you know what? Maybe that's what they needed. It only takes. I felt like Machado was going to come through. I thought, but they didn't, and it's hard to come through in big spots all the time. And
here's the thing:
a couple of big opportunities.
Here's the thing tomorrow. If you don't get the ball in play tomorrow, you will obviously lose. But the most important thing is tomorrow is going to be freaking hot. So
really hot.
You need to make that count. And the Phillies are going to be ready to go. The Phillies are probably looking at tomorrow's weather as a huge advantage for them. And tomorrow, if you go first pitch swinging pop-ups, first pitch swinging ground outs, it's going to be a long day because guess what? Aaron Nola can go 9. I was surprised they took out Wheeler when they did, and I thought that could have been like a turning point for the Padres tonight. But if you do not get into the middle part of the Phillies bullpen, this will be a very hard series to win.
Yeah, it could be a short series. You're exactly right. 89 is the high temperature downtown San Diego tomorrow. So, I mean, that's hot. I mean, 135 game. It's going to be warm all day long. All right, I want to get to Jake, who says they almost got no effing hit in an LCS game 1. Garbage. I mean, it is unbelievable. Mm-hmm. That should not happen. And I agree with you. I thought Wheeler was very good. I think he benefited from the plate umpire. I think he benefited from a team that was sleepwalking to some extent through this game. That whole 24-pitch first inning and then 59 pitches that he throws over the next 6 innings is inexplicable really and can't happen.
Nope.
The fact that you don't get a run to second the entire game, the only runner you get to second is because Alec Boehm throws a ball away inconceivably that should have been in a game-ending double play easily against Juan Soto. That's the only time you get a runner to second base. I don't care who you're facing because they face good pitching in the postseason. They should perform better than they did tonight offensively. And if they do this again, like to your point tomorrow, then, I mean, listen, crazier things have happened. Teams have gone down 2-0, losing the first 2 games at home. I always go back to, I think, the 96 Yankees lost the first 2 at Yankee Stadium, then won 4 straight. So it's possible, obviously. It's just you're not going to feel good about it if you go down 2-0. I promise you that.
Look, you faced Scherzer, okay? You faced DeGrom. You faced Bassett, who had a good year. Urias, who's probably going to win the Cy Young this year in the National League. Kershaw, a Hall of Famer. Tyler Anderson seemed like unhittable as well.
Hall of Famer.
Yeah, Hall of Famer, better. And Zack Wheeler. And you did better against Scherzer, Urias, Kershaw, and DeGrom than you did tonight against Zack freaking Wheeler. I mean, Zack Wheeler is a good pitcher, but let's not kid ourselves. He's not Hall of Fame like the 4 guys or the 3 or 4 guys that you faced already in the postseason. So getting 1 hit tonight, yeah, man, I don't know. I think their strategy was go first pitch hunting because he's fastball first.
I agree.
And it bit them in the ass tonight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Nola thing, but Nola scares me because I felt like coming into the series, I was more concerned about Nola than it was about Wheeler. Wheeler hadn't been fully healthy in the second half of the year.
That's why I thought game 1 was so important because you got Nola game 2. Who knows what you're going to get from Blake Snell in a day game? Plus, it's going to be almost 90 degrees. So you can't rely on just getting the ball, like making sure they just hit it in the air because the marine layer is going to knock it down. If it gets up in the air tomorrow, that fucker's gone.
Yeah, and like it's as simple as this. Like you shouldn't lose at home when you Darvish goes 7 innings, allowing 2 runs. That's got to be a 90% game. Like those are the games. Across baseball this year, when you get started going 7 at home, allowing 2 runs or less, you're winning that game 90% of the time. So to lose a game like that, and now you Darvish isn't even available again until game 5, like that's not a great loss. Padres were a favorite tonight for a reason because Darvish at home has been money and their bats just didn't show up. Let's get to another super. Thank you guys for the supers. Great way to support this channel. Just click the dollar sign down below. What's that?
Said, what's up, Toby Maguire?
Yeah, what's going on, man? Okay, so he says he messed up
at the Blind Burrow today.
What's up, Toby? Yeah, by the way, if you came out to the Blind Borough, thank you.
Yeah.
We did try to pick up some drinks for some of our viewers and listeners because we had that very generous super following game 4 of the, what was it? NLDS against the Dodgers. All these days are running into each other.
I know.
So, by the way, join us tomorrow from the Blind Borough after game 2. We'll have 3 hours of post-game reaction after game 2
Hopefully
from the Blind Borough on radio. Hopefully they win, you said?
Hopefully they win. Yeah, tomorrow,
you ain't kidding.
Everybody that showed up, I'm really bad with names, so I apologize, but you know who you are. Thank you for coming.
You know if you were there.
Yeah, thank you for coming. It was awesome to meet everybody. It's awesome to meet face to face. And if you see us tomorrow, or if you see us anywhere at Petco Park, downtown, anywhere, don't be afraid. Come and say hi.
Please.
And we greatly appreciate it. Thanks to everybody.
All right, so Toby says, messed up wearing my Crone jersey today after going Kim every other time. Sorry, guys. I'll do better tomorrow. You don't have to apologize, Toby. You know who needs to apologize is KUSI.
For
that ridiculous,
God,
whatever that was, like rally song.
No, I'm not.
The worst
by the
thing
way,
that's ever
I'm
happened.
not. I'm never mentioning it. I'm never retweeting it. I'm never playing it. I'm never doing anything with it other than whatever producer came up with that bit literally needs to be fired.
Was that, by the way, I have a real question about that. Were the people that were singing that their hosts?
Or I have no idea. Or were those just never people? Watched KUSI. I never.
There's no way. There's no way those are human beings that came up with that. That had to be KUSI employees. Because what human beings would ever do that?
Like I'm already a very superstitious, good juju vibe guy, right? In the postseason, that shit today was fucking embarrassing for the city because it got picked up nationally.
I also didn't like the chicken fanatic.
Yeah, what are we doing, guys? Guys, we don't
series. Just wait till it's over.
Jesus, we don't need a fucking do that. We don't need a mural for every freaking thing on the planet. Chill out, guys. You guys do great murals, but stop. Okay. Now it got painted over. Did you see that, John?
Yeah, I did, but it's too little, too late. I mean,
yeah, because it's too late. It's out there now. You know, I will take that as from the stupid shit that was down on KSI this morning, and the chicken mural. I'll take that up as just okay. That's one game.
Yeah, that cost him one. Hopefully not two.
You get now enough of that shit. Anything else? Stop it.
Yeah, God,
I think they deleted the tweet.
Yeah, but the problem is everyone has it now. Philadelphia.
I know. I'm just saying,
with it.
You guys, Jesus, it's fucking maddening, dude.
All right, Mead, thank you for the super. Appreciate it. Thank you guys for hanging out. Thank you for the supers. Thank you for your support of this channel, obviously. He says, how does Bell get to hit in the 9th inning? Drury hits lefties. Bell is lost. Also, Soto not swinging and seems OCD about his OBP. I like that. Maybe bat him first. I will say this. I actually looked it up before the show. Now, I don't even buy into this much because Bell's been so lost. You know, Bell has hit lefties better than righties this year. It's not even that close. He's got a higher OPS, higher batting average against left-handed pitching. So it's not that crazy to think that he's batting in that spot. But it's like you kind of brought Drury in for that spot as well to hit left-handed pitching. And I just don't know what Bell has done here to earn it. Again, if he had 2 hits in game 4 or had a hit in the game, I know he had a well-hit ball to second base. That's fair. But if he had 2 hits in the game, I buy it. I'll bat him there. But he was 0 for 3. He's 1 for whatever in the postseason. I think that my guess is most managers, Jim, in this hyper-aggressive managerial world we're in where everyone's proactive, I would guess most managers in that spot, and not to be overly critical of Melvin.
No.
But I would think most managers would pinch hit in that spot.
Yeah, tonight, I can't put any blame on Bob Melvin. This is all on the hitters tonight. Every single one of them tonight is to blame for this real pitiful performance offensively. Yeah, I'm not going to go at Bob Melvin or talk about Bob Melvin's decision to bat Josh Bell in the 9th inning instead of Brandon Drury. We talked about him not taking out Clevenger earlier in the game and for game 1 against the Dodgers. But yeah, I think if the situation comes up again where Bell is up in a late game situation against a left-hander, you can't have him up there. I don't trust Bell at all right now. His swing looks horrible. He's hacking at everything. It feels like he's not making he made good contact tonight, but like that was the first time since game 1 against the Mets that he's made good contact in the postseason. But again, you don't have any options and right now Bob Melvin is not really using any part of his bench other than Brandon Drury. Alfaro doesn't have a plate appearance in the postseason. Campusano doesn't have a postseason plate appearance. Azokar doesn't have a postseason plate appearance. And you're not going to take any 3 of those guys and put them up there in the 9th inning with 2 outs.
No, of course not. But again, the Drury thing is like a legitimate conversation. I'm with you. I'm not going to sit here and listen, we're 25 minutes in. Nobody's hammered Bob Melvin, but I do think it is fair to at least second guess or critique it and wonder what could have been. I mean, you're talking about the winning run. Okay. Like, this isn't just some spot. Like, he's the winning run. The game is stealable. Now, Josh Bell could have doubled down the right field line. He tied up. Manny Machado could have homered and the game ends. Brandon Drury could homer and the game ends. We'll have no clue. I mean, Drury could have struck out on 3 pitches. I have absolutely no clue. But I do think it is worth a lengthy discussion about why Bell is hitting there and Drury isn't, and you can weigh the pros and the cons. And again, is it the difference between winning and losing? Well, it could be. It sure could be. If Drury comes up and hits double or homers, then it's a difference.
You just hope that tomorrow isn't the same thing we've seen from this offense at home all year long, because that can't happen. With a day like tomorrow being 90 degrees, if they score less than 3 runs, I think they lose this game. I really do. I think this is going to have
less
to be
than 3 doesn't give you much margin.
3 runs or less, I think they lose this game tomorrow. You need to score 5-6 runs tomorrow because
the Phillies offense is good.
Yeah, they're really good, and they are. What are they, John? They're 6-1 now in the postseason. The Phillies are.
I mean, that's really, really good.
So tomorrow, you better get out to an early lead, and you can't just score 1, 2, 3 runs. You need to score 5 or 6, because if you don't, then you're losing game 2, and you go to Philly down 0-2.
And it's going to be rabid there. I mean, if they're up 2-0 and they're not going to want to go back to San Diego, they think they can clinch a World Series berth at home. You got to get there 1-1. I mean, it's just a lot easier. You go down 2-0, you got to win 4 of the last 5 games against a team that would be 7-1 in the postseason. Like, that's
But that's a lot. Also, too, it's like, this is a long series.
Well, no, it's only a long series if you win a game. Like, if you go down 2-0 at home, it's not a long series. I mean, there's no guarantee it's a long series.
Right.
This thing could be over Saturday.
Yeah. Even if you go down 0-2, you can still stagger your way back and go 2-2. But it's much harder. The uphill climb after that to win, you have to win 4 of the next 5 games would be it'd be very, 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 very hard.
And you're pitching like Sean Manaea in one of these games, or Mike Clevenger, like against the Phillies, on the road in this offense. I mean, that's.
By the way,
if I'm to win.
By the way, do you think Sean Manaea would pitch game 4 because of the lefties in the lineup with Schwarber and Harper?
Honestly, probably. And his velocity was up a couple times this year when they gave him like a 10 or 15 day break. So maybe you just go to him and hope he can give you 3 innings of velocity that's up, and you can get 3 innings of 1-run baseball from him somehow, some way. Probably. That's my guess. One time through the order, try to get 3 innings. That would be my guess.
Losing game 1 does not mean the series is over by any stretch, but it was very concerning tonight what you saw from this offense.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can't take anything away from this game other than the fact that they need to play a lot better. I mean, you can't just say, "Oh, it's fun. They're in the NLCS. This is great."
I'm not about that, man. I'm not about that. And I saw people say it on social media, but I'm not about that at all, because that's loser mentality right there.
And also, the Dodger stuff is over. Like, we could talk about the Dodger series in the offseason, but for now, I don't want to really hear about the Dodger series, because now this series means even more than the Dodger series, because the Dodger series isn't going to bring a parade here or World Series rings or forever lore. I mean, we're not going to, they bring the 98 team back because they made the World Series. They bring the 84 team back because they made the World Series. They're going to bring the 2022 team back because they beat the Dodgers in the NLDS. That's a little more of a stretch. Like, teams are defined based on what they accomplish in terms of how far they get. And this team hasn't yet won a pennant, but it's still, in front of them. We do want to thank Mark Nimitz for his support of this channel.
Sorry, Mark, that they put up that shit performance for you all.
But good to see you. Good to see you, Mark.
Yes.
At Petco. Listen, if you have auto, home, renter's life, or earthquake insurance needs, you have to contact Mark Nimitz. He has been with us literally since day one. He's the reason we do the wrap-up show. He's the reason we were able to get this channel off the ground from day one. He could save you $750 on your insurance. As we all know, he's a huge Padres fan. He was there tonight. He's a San Diegan. He's living and dying on all these games like we all are. And he's a great insurance agent. Take it from me. I've got my homeowners and my earthquake through Mark. We had a claim in here. He took care of everything. He saved us literally thousands of dollars. But just switching your insurance to Mark can save you $750. I'd love it if you got in contact with him if you're a Padres fan, because he'd love to talk to you about this series going on right now. There's a link down below for his website. You can see it on the screen. You can get a quote online. You can find all the products that he offers. Everything you need at the website, link down below in YouTube. But again, thank you, Mark Nimitz, for your support of this channel. And please, the next time you have a renewal when it comes to insurance, give Mark a call before you renew.
Yeah, all his information's above my head. mnimitz@farmersagent.com. When you reach out to him, let him know that John and Jim from the wrap-up show sent you. My favorite tweet of the night, John. From hold on here. Oh, he deleted it. Oh, no, it's about, here we go. From at Biz's Daddy. He said, "You're better at sucking dick than hosting a radio show."
Yes, I did see that. I don't know really how to react to that.
It's because I made a joke about Will Myers tonight. Everyone
everyone ripped into you. I did think that was a very dumb tweet by you, by the way. I thought about getting involved in it, but I just didn't. Because everyone else was.
Who cares, dude? They all suck tonight. Who cares?
You're like, Will Myers is the worst player in basable history. And well,
it was a joke, guys. Jesus Christ, everyone gets so triggered.
No, you made people mad.
I know.
Thank you, David to Goliath, for your super. Do appreciate it. Thank you guys for the supers. Please subscribe if you're here. If you're a Padres fan, smash the like button for us. Great way to support this channel is click the $sign in the chat box down below with the super, like David to Goliath, who says, "Dude, I never hear anyone talk about the hitting coach." That's Michael Berdar, by the way. What's the word you hear about him from players or media? I don't hold him accountable
because he's not allowed to talk to the media.
Yeah, that's true. I don't really hold him accountable for the offensive struggles at home. I just find it bizarre that they're nowhere near the same hitting team at home as opposed to what they've been on the road this year. I mean, listen, we're kind of grasping at straws if we're blaming Michael Berdar for the problems in the National League Championship Series tonight against Zack Wheeler. This is much more thorough than something like that.
It's the NLCS. There's no
it's you got to create your own offense here. This isn't Berdar's response. I mean, listen, they're game planning. They had 2.5 days off. They're prepared for Zack Wheeler. They've seen him previously, so they're game planning. Sometimes the starting pitching, the opposing starting pitcher is going to be pretty darn good.
But you know what? Now
I can't blame Michael Berdar for Zack Wheeler's effectiveness tonight.
Guess what? Tonight, that's a wake up call. You're in for a fucking fight. This is not a situation where you can just ease your way to a World Series after you just beat the Dodgers. No. You're in a fight now, and the Phillies threw the first punch. And if you don't come back tomorrow and respond with a win, then this series, I don't think it's coming back for Game 6. So tomorrow, you better get your fucking asses ready. You better make sure that you win tomorrow at all cost. And I don't want to see no 5-pitch innings anymore, 6-pitch innings. That's bullshit. Go out tomorrow, score some runs. Blake Snell, 5 innings pitched. Do it at minimum. Win tomorrow's game at all cost. Go to Philly 1-1 with Musgrove on the mound for Game 3.
Yeah, you're great if you get there 1-1. Listen, I won't go as far as to say that I don't think they could get it back to a 6th game. I just think it's going to be a challenge to get it back for a 6th game if they go down 2-0.
If the offense tomorrow scores 1 run and 3 hits and they lose 4-1, I don't know. It just doesn't feel like it. Just at that point, John, anything can happen. But at that point, you don't feel good about your odds.
Well, here's what you'd have. You'd need to win 2 out of 3 with Musgrove and Darvish. Now, that's no guarantee. Now, Musgrove's been great. Darvish has been very good, but they just beat Darvish. So if they are playing to get to the World Series in a Game 5 against Darvish, and they have Zack Wheeler, Phillies are going to be a favorite at home. Up 3-1 with Zack Wheeler on the mound based on what he did in Game 1. They're going to be the favorite, not the Padres in that game. So, no, you're right. It's going to be hard to get it back here if you lose tomorrow. It's crazy how quick. It's quote-unquote long series. It's best of 7, but it's like all of a sudden Game 2, everything's on the table. Everything.
Because there's also no off days between game 3 and 7.
Correct. You'd play 5 straight.
Do you want to hear from
if
Bob
you can
Melvin?
get it that long?
If I can.
Yes. And Jake, thank you, by the way, for the super as well. We met Jake last week. He made it out here for Dodgers game 3 at Petco. He says, I can't come out again. Unfortunately, you were good luck, Jake. So you might have to reconsider that if this thing gets back here for a 6th game.
Sorry,
but
man.
Yeah, if we have Melvin.
You have to come back to San Diego. Hold on.
Just drive through the night.
Yeah, that's fine. Don't worry about it.
Don't do that.
Just kidding. Hold on.
Made Wheeler so tough on you guys tonight?
Well, really good fastball early. Started mixing up his slider a little bit, and then started using his curveball next time around. That's probably as good a pitching performance we've seen all year, is my guess. Only walked 1, struck out 8, head in the count. Pretty good.
What were your thoughts on Darvish? Maybe aside from a couple of pitches, looked like kind of what you've seen.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, same thing, kind of. 7 strikeouts, 1 walk, only gave up 3 hits, 2 of them are homers. But those are the type of games that give you a chance to win. We just couldn't do enough offensively.
I know you guys have prided yourself all year on how important it is to bounce back from a loss, and you've been able to do it. This is a really quick turnaround. How do you guys kind of put this one behind you and get on tomorrow?
Good. Let's get out there as soon as we can. I mean, offensively, we mounted a little something there in the 9th. We always feel good when, we have a chance to win in the 9th inning. Didn't happen, but when it leaves kind of a bad taste in your mouth, so you want to get out there as quickly as you can.
Kevin?
Wheeler was ahead, but also a lot of 1 pitch and 2 pitch at bats, and you were swinging early. That was the plan from the start, or just because he was in the zone?
No, I think a little of both. Trying to be aggressive with his fastball. We know he comes in, early in the game throwing fastballs, so trying to be aggressive and get a good one to hit. And next couple times around, maybe mixes it up some, but we were trying to be aggressive with him because we were hunting fastball early in the game.
I know your options based on performance are limited, but Bell batting there in the 9th, what was that?
What was it? Well, he's the only guy on our team with a homer off him. He's faced him the most, so that's why he was hitting.
Skip, obviously, no, this is a best of 7 series, not a 5 or even 2 out of 3. So a little bit of breathing room for you here going forward. Is that kind of your message to your team?
They don't need a message. They know we need to come out and take at least one of these at home. Tomorrow's a big game for us. So, I mean, I know it's a 7-game series, but, when you start out at home, you like to try to win that first one. If it doesn't happen, you certainly feel like a little bit more importance on the second game. So we need to come out and swing the bats a little better. It doesn't get much easier. Their guy tomorrow is pretty good too, but we need to be better with our at-bats.
も調子としても良かったと思いますし、ただ2本のホームランで
All right. I want to hear from Darvish. John, I can't hear you. You're muted.
I'm talking to my wife. I was talking to my wife. A couple of things on what Melvin said there. I thought it was funny the way Kevin asked that question. By the way, like, what was that? He didn't mean it that way. He was saying, like, why is Bell hitting there? Like we've been discussing.
Yeah.
And again, I hadn't seen the numbers, but I mean, if he's homered off the dude, he killed the Phillies this year. Okay,
dude,
he
how
this year?
I'm telling you, man.
He
I
killed
mean,
the Phillies.
I look. I'm not a baseball coach. I never was, but it's hard for me to watch Josh Bell swing the baseball bat and not say to myself, "Those are ugly swings."
I know, but I mean, well, you saw he had a 900 OPS when he got here. He was a 3-WAR player this year. I mean,
how? I don't know, man. I don't get it.
I need to find his splits now against the Phillies. Hold on. Not that it matters. He's not facing the Phillies. He's facing one guy in that one moment. You know what I mean?
Right.
But let's see. Against the Phillies this year, I mean, he had 1,114 OPS with 4 home runs in 8 games. It's pretty good. 4 home runs in 8 games, 1,114 OPS. Here's the problem, though. That was all first half stuff when he was with Washington. Like, is it that relevant 4 months later?
No, none of it's relevant.
Not really.
Last time the Padres played the Phillies, Padres had like 5 guys in the lineup that aren't even on the team anymore.
Yeah, they had like Trace Thompson or Nomar Mazara.
Yeah, it's literally like completely different teams. You take nothing from any of the series the Padres played against the Phillies or anything from the Phillies that they played the Padres. Like, this is completely different. This is completely different for both
I
teams.
agree. You just got, honestly, in that spot, of course you're looking at numbers. Of course you are. But you're also, you're going on your hunch. My hunch in that spot is Josh Bell just hasn't been good. And I don't think he's good against guys that throw that hard. He's late on everything. And then when he's late on fastballs, he's confused on breaking balls. And that's exactly what happened in that sequence. And the second when he's late on the first pitch he swings at, he's in trouble.
It's over.
That's over when he's overpowered. I might have pulled like a Dave Roberts and pinch hit for him after the count was 0-1. I'm kidding. You're screwed there either way. It's not like your bench has been good. It just isn't. And it's not like Josh Bell's been good, but you're just hoping he runs into a ball. That's what you're hoping for. It didn't happen.
Because his swings look horrific.
They're weird. They're like these weird half swings.
It's weird. They're like weird hacks, man.
Yeah.
They don't look like a baseball swing.
I'm with you. Jared, thank you. Jared loves to predict the next day's starters line. And Jared, you've been pretty damn good. He says 6 innings, 5 hits, a run, 2 walks, and 7 strikeouts for Blake Snell. I hope that's good.
Well, here's the problem. Here's the problem.
You get that.
That means the Padres need to score 2 runs. And is that something that they can do off of Nola?
Yeah. No, not necessarily off Nola, but I mean, Nola's not going to go more than, well, he could. He could work deep into this game. Yeah, they can score. Yes. The answer is yes. They can score 2 runs in a game. It's possible.
Yeah.
That's not like impossible to imagine, in my opinion. Can you find the next supers because they're disappearing from me after Jared? They've come in the last handful of minutes.
Hold on. Okay.
Yeah, that one disappeared from me.
Thank you, Erasing. It says, don't worry, Jim. My nickname for Will is No Skill Will. Look, dude, it's a joke. Chill the fuck out.
Why are you so mad about it?
I'm really not. I think people
seem very mad.
No, not really. People are just very triggered after losses, I've realized.
Dude, that wasn't even after losses. That was in the game.
I know. But it's even more now after the loss. I thought it was a funny joke. Chill out.
Here's the thing.
By the way, he's hitting under 100 for the postseason. So
yeah, but this isn't on anyone. This isn't like,
it's not. This is on the entire team.
Yeah, exactly. Like today, everyone sucked, and Will actually had the one hit, but everyone sucked. I mean, I didn't think Machado was good.
Everybody in the game at least had one horrific at bat. Think about that. At least one time in the game, every single person in the Padres lineup had at least one horrific at bat. Nobody had consistently good at bats all night long.
Let me
Not
see this
one.
box score. So
I mean, you maybe could argue Nola because he hit a ball hard and got on with a walk, but like
no, Nola didn't walk.
Oh, sorry, he didn't walk. Profar walked, right?
Yeah, Profar 0 for 3 with a walk. Soto 0 for 3 with a walk. 2 Ks, which is a little surprising. Machado 0 for 4. Bell 0 for 4. I mean, they had one hit, but Cronenworth 0 for 3, 2 Ks. Myers 1 for 3, 2 Ks. Kim 0 for 3. Grisham 0 for 3, 2 Ks. Austin Nola 0 for 3. That well-hit ball to right center field that was tracked down by Castellanos. That's it. I mean, it was pathetic. They were 0 for 2 with men in scoring position. That came in the 9th inning after an error.
I know.
Meanwhile, the Phillies were 0 for 3 with men in scoring position. It's not like the Phillies' offense was amazing, but they did hit a ball 488 feet, which is 488 feet further than seemingly any Padre hit a ball today.
I know. It was a pathetic offensive performance, and having pathetic offensive performances in the postseason, those aren't good. Yeah,
the Schwarber thing scares me because not only did he homer another hit, and he was doing nothing in those 6 postseason games they had played. He had like 1 hit. So for him to go 2 for 3, yeah, he was, I think, 1 for 20.
Harper obviously is their best player, but Schwarber to me is their scariest about because it's at any moment you're like, fuck. Even if he's hitting 050, boom, 700-foot home run. That's why he's hitting leadoff.
I mean, the problem, like honestly, a lot of these names scare me. Hoskins, Real Muto, Castellanos, Segura. Mm-hmm. A lot of these names scare me.
Yep.
Thank you, Dale. Thank you, Jake, again. He says, Bell had literally no pressure anywhere else ever. Yeah, we've talked about that. Pittsburgh never on a playoff team. Washington never on, even a team that was remotely near the postseason with Pittsburgh or Washington. Maybe there's some of that. I don't know. I mean, look at his first half, second half splits, Jim. I mean, it's 900 OPS, 600 OPS. Like, that's how crazy it's been. It's complete 180 from the first half to the second half for Josh Bell, and I can't figure it out. Other than the fact that we watch his split appearances and they don't look good.
I can't name a time this year where Josh Bell had consistently good at bats for like an entire game.
Remember he had that like 0 for 30 or 0 for 40 or whatever when he like a weekend
get a hit. I'm like, how did this guy hit 300 with the freaking Nationals?
I know.
Guy can't. I mean, the guy's swing looks like I don't know, man. It just looks horrible.
It's a weird swing. I mean, how different can it be from the first half? I mean, I haven't broken down his first half.
And the thing about the swing, it's like he can't even. You're right, John. Once he goes, if he goes 0-1, it's over because
and if he swings and misses, then he's 0-1.
Yeah, he's not. He doesn't have that type of at bat where he can foul off a bunch of pitches. Now he did have one moment in time where he fouled off a bunch of pitches, but he struck out early in the postseason.
Yeah, I remember that. I don't understand how long he is to the ball, considering he swings with like a 3/4 swing. Like he like stops his bat mid-stroke.
He almost like swings like soup like. And then he like falls backwards, or I don't know, man.
It's very weird. And again, the one in like 50 when he makes good contact. I mean, it's worked a few times where he's hit a ball well, like Scherzer. But yeah, it's been disappointing. I mean, I don't think anyone expects to see Josh Bell back in a Padres uniform. I mean, why would you want him back in a Padres uniform based on what you've seen? You know,
not for money that he'll want to get.
Yeah, who's gonna pay him? Are you gonna pay him based on first half with Washington when you're 40 games under 500?
He'll go to like he'll go to like the Royals or
the Reds,
the Reds. You know, a team that they just need somebody and they'll overpay.
Yeah. No, exactly. That's exactly what's going to happen. E-Racing with Dale, thank you again. Thank you guys for the supers. Thanks for hanging out. Please subscribe if you're here. Smash the like button for us. Follow us on Twitter at John Schaefer, at Jim Russell SD. Thank you for the supers. Thank you for your support. Padres lose game 1 to the Phillies, 2-0 at Petco. They play tomorrow, 1:35 p.m. game 2, a critical game for the Padres to get even in the series before the off day and the trip to Citizens Bank Park in Philadelphia. For 3 games. He says, I agree, Jim. He's been horrible. Don't think his defense is worth batting liability. Josh at first, Drury DH.
He's talking about Will.
Oh, okay. I'm like, wait, what's going on?
Yeah. Look, none of them, Will, Josh Bell, and Brandon Drury have all been bad.
Yep.
So you are cycling in right now a black hole at first base in your DH. That's what it is. And unfortunately, they're batting in 5, 6, or 4, 5, or 6 in the lineup.
Yeah, exactly. They're not batting 9th. Good point.
And they're complete black holes. I mean, does Bob Melvin consider changing the lineup? Trent Grisham didn't have. I mean, look, none of that. No one had a good game today. But Trent Grisham's got most success out of the 8-hole. Austin Knowles got his most success out hitting 9th. Cronenworth was really good versus the Dodgers last series. Do you consider him as your cleanup guy instead? And just move down Bell or Drury and Will?
I mean, the thing is, it's not going to make a sizable difference because you're moving guys down 1 spot. So you move Cronenworth to 4 and Bell to 5, and Myers is still at 6. And all of a sudden, I mean, Kim had a huge moment. Kim's had a really nice year. This isn't anti-Kim, but you know what I'm going to say here, Jim. I mean, there are moments where Kim
is overmatched.
You know, you're just not getting what you need. He's popping out in the infield a lot. Now, again, huge moment in the 7th inning against the Dodgers, like an amazing moment. So you hate to say it, but like we're in the next series now, and Kim has hit $172 in the postseason with an OPS of 549, and he had that amazing moment, and it was a brilliant moment.
Look, and it probably wouldn't have made a difference tonight, honestly, because that's how good Wheeler was, and that's just how pathetic the Padres offense was. But these are the nights that we talked about as being like, man, I miss Tatis. You know, it's like. Could have lengthened this lineup out a little bit more.
You can never say with a player like Tatis, and we never talk about him, by the way. Like since the PD suspension, we're like, man, if they had Tatis here, they would have won. But I will say this to your point. I think it's a really good one. Because you can never say that Fernando Tatis Jr. wouldn't completely change the complexion of a game. The dude's a 50 home run hitter when fully healthy. So he can be
Game
the
changer.
missing piece.
Yeah.
I mean, he's running into balls, and he can do it against good pitching. And, of course, we're arguing over spilled milk. We're not going to see him, obviously. But like, yeah, the idea that Fernando Tatis Jr. couldn't change around a game like this. Well, yeah, he could. And unfortunately, he's not here, which sucks.
Got to work with what they have. And what they have has got them this far. But you hope that tonight was just a one-off fluke hangover type of game, you know?
And I do agree with this, by the way, from Lizzie. Here's the thing with Bob Melvin. Here's what I know.
You won't do it.
There will be no drastic change.
No,
none.
That's fine.
If you were down 3-0 in a series, maybe you change one batter and Jose Azocar would start again. I'm making it up. You know, I mean, you'd have some change. Okay, you've used your second catcher now for the first time. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if they use their second catcher. Maybe if this thing goes 5 games, because that 11:30 a.m. game. But who knows? But yeah, I don't think anything changes. Definitely not for game 2. I'd be surprised for game 3. Who knows? Maybe later in the series, but I'd be surprised.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's not about the fact that he's the least creative manager ever. It's about the fact that this is the way postseasons are managed by and large. You shorten your bench. You go with the guys that got you there. You ride hot hands. You win series, and you stay with that philosophically. It looks good when you're winning. And when you're losing, you know, I guess it doesn't look as good.
This is I mean, you're not having to do double switches. You're not having to do
correct
a lot of different pitch hitting situations, so the pitcher is not hitting. So, I mean, really, Bob Melvin's biggest thing here is pitching matchups. And then if you are going to pinch hit Drury for Bell or Bell for Drury, like that's literally what Bob Melvin is doing right now.
Right, it's a good point. Yeah, it's a good point.
Pitching
like last year in the postseason,
are you going to pinch hit Drury for Bell?
And last year in the postseason, you were still batting pitchers, so you had double switches. As crazy as that is, right? Yeah, 2021, you had pitchers hitting.
Yeah,
like last year in the postseason, do you realize there were 4 outings of 7+ innings by a pitcher last year in the postseason? This year, there have been 10 across baseball already. So, like, managers are sticking with starters.
Well, that's because they don't have to hit for them.
I don't know. I think some of it is, but you're not hitting for Zack Wheeler tonight.
No, I'm actually kind of shocked they took him out, to be honest with you.
And are you hitting for you or you? Maybe you'd hit for you Darvish after 6 because you're down 2-0. Yeah, maybe that's part of it.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that's part of it.
Like,
and of course, but last year, but that's not. But of course, the American League last year had the DH, so half your games had the DH last year. Dale, thank you. He says it goes without saying, I want them to keep winning. World Series is the goal. However, I am proud of them for what they've accomplished. Yeah, I mean, no doubt. It's been a really nice year. And we'll have that conversation in November and late October. But right now, we want to see them win this series, you know?
Yeah, no doubt about it. They've had a great season. But if you think that I'm going to sit here and just say, yeah, they've had a great season, it's fine. Like, no. They lose this series, like, we're going to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
And you can assess the season later and say, yeah, you beat the Dodgers. You sent those frauds home. You beat the 101 win Mets team. You made the NLCS for the first time since 1998. But there's no chance am I just going to say it's fine, you know. And by the way, the series is not over, guys. It's just one game. Just the way that tonight looked was very concerning offensively.
Yeah, and I kind of like the quick bounce back, like Melvin said. I don't love that it's going to be 90 degrees out, just in general. I don't think it's great for the fans either to just be sitting there in 90-degree heat, but it is what it is. That's what the schedule affords them. And they need to find a way to bounce back. There's something to be said about, hey, you don't have to sit around all day. You just get back out there and see if you can beat them. All right. I want to get to this real quickly while we have a moment. I want to thank Will at Aura, who we've been talking back and forth with here tonight, for his support of the channel. Aura is a great company. Their co-founder, Will, is a San Diegan and a huge Padres fan. And if you click this Build Your Routine button in the bottom right-hand corner at ora.organic, there's a link down below, but ora.organic, 30% off your first order. I'm talking about all plant-based nutritional products. If you're looking to get healthier yourself, your spouse, your family, your friends, check them out. 30% off your first order for wrap-up show viewers and listeners. You can get probiotics. I take one every single day for digestion. You can get proteins for after workouts, pre-workout supplements, omega-3 oils, sleep pills, immunity pills, so much more. I mean, just dozens of products, all of them to improve your health and benefit your lifestyle. Make sure to support Aura. Again, ora.organic, 30% off your first order. Will, thank you for your support of this channel. If you want to support a local business like Mark Nimitz that does business with us, San Diego, they've got offices in Liberty Station. Please check them out. ORA.organic. Great products. Take it from us. We take them every single day. ORA.organic.
Yeah, www.aura.organic. Build your routine. You get 30% off your first order. Go there right now. They have everything you need to live a healthy lifestyle. You will definitely thank us later. John, do you know how hard the Schwarber ball was hit tonight?
Yeah, hold on. Let me guess, although I think it was in the 118, 119 range, the hardest hit ball of his career.
120 miles per hour off the bat.
That's just stupid.
Juan Soto didn't even move.
Well, where would he have gone? You know what I mean? To get his rocket ship? Well, we joked about it. Like, when we saw it live, we're like, ooh. And then I'm like, I don't recall many balls. I'm like, I don't recall many balls going to the second deck and right.
Dude,
that's never
you said,
happened.
And you said it. You said if that ball went straight away center, that's over the batter's eye.
Over the batter's eye. It would have. I mean, that's how well he hit the ball. It's 396 to center. He hit it 488.
Honestly, that you ever play golf, John?
Yes.
Like, and if you ever pure a ball, you don't even feel the ball hit. Like,
that's
I guarantee
exactly
you tonight,
the bat didn't move. The ball didn't move.
Schwarber didn't even feel that ball off the bat because it was so fucking pure. It was the purest ball I've ever seen hit.
Dude, when he hit it, I think I said, whoa. I mean, it was unbelievable how far. Like, it would have been out of the Polo Grounds, which is like 500 feet to center field, or like 480. It was just unbelievable.
It beat the longest home run at Petco Park by 10 feet.
Yeah, and that's like 18, 19 years. And he did it in the National League Championship Series against like a Cy Young caliber pitcher. That's an unbelievable thing to do. This wasn't just some random June game against the Colorado Rockies. It's against Yu Darvish in the National League Championships. The first ever NLCS game at Petco Park has the longest home run ever hit in the ballpark. What are the odds of that?
Dude, I mean, thank you to the weather. Guarantee the weather helped that.
Yeah, I think it gets out in the marine layer too. That ball to right. I don't
Probably
think Harper's ball would have been like in the infield. Brett, okay, this is interesting. So Bell was 1 for 9 off Alvarado. Okay, homered. It's nice. But, he's 3 for 23 in the postseason.
1
has the
for
Scherzer
9.
home run. It's like 1 for 9. It's not like this guy's had any success.
If he was like 5 for 9 with a home run, then you
got to hit him.
But I mean, watching Josh Bell, I kind of just look at his numbers now like that was lucky. Like 1 for 9, did he just must have run into a ball there? Like, come on, really?
I know. I mean, here's the thing. It all hinged on, here's what it came down to. After Soto hit a ball that should have ended the game, like, right, this is tailor-made double play. And now all hands are safe. You're like, oh my gosh, here we go again.
1 out.
It's all on Machado. Like, if Machado in that spot, if he comes through, you got a good chance of winning. If he doesn't,
game's over.
You had your best player available, your best hitter available, and he didn't come through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just a really, really pathetic offensive performance tonight. They don't bring their A game tomorrow. It's going to be the same thing.
Yeah. No. I mean, imagine, like, gotta get the offense going. You can't score 1 run or get shut out tomorrow. I mean, come on. This is the National League Championship Series.
How has this offense been such shit at home this entire year?
It's amazing, man. They just look completely different. They're so aggressive on the road. It's like they want to jump on someone early. And here it's just like a bunch of, I don't even know, man.
It's completely, they just completely can't hit at home. It's pathetic.
It's like factual statement. They can't hit it home. So the 5-3 game against the Dodgers, again, they scored all those runs in 1 inning. Prior to that, they scored 1 run in the first inning of game 3 and 1 run in the 4th inning of game 3. So from the 4th inning of game 3 on, they have scored in 1 inning. It was the 5-run 7th inning on Saturday. So that's not great. That's not a good trend. Jake, thank you. He says Padres in 2-game sets are 2-6 this year. 2 sweeps, 2-1-1. So okay, they've been swept twice. That would be 4 games.
I'm not gonna take anything. I'm not taking any of that into any factor here. It's different. It's the postseason. It doesn't mean really anything to me. The only thing I worry about tomorrow is obviously Blake Snell pitching during a day game and the weather. And if you can actually get a hit off of Aaron Nola, Those are all not good combinations to have.
And then, if nothing else, like we've talked about this, we talked about with the Scherzers and the DeGroms, and even tonight with Wheeler. It's like, if you can't score, can you make the opposing pitcher work? And they did it for an inning off Wheeler. 24-pitch inning is a nice start to the game.
That's the thing. There is, if you can't score off him, you need to get him to 90+ pitches in the fifth inning. Yeah. If you can't do that, then you're fucked. It's over. And that's it. That you kind of felt that after the first inning when they went 8-pitch, 5-pitch inning, and you're like, yeah, this one's not going to be good tonight.
Yeah, by the way, I don't expect him to roll over. I mean, this is the National League Championship Series at home.
You better not roll over. Hell no.
Yeah, I mean, they lost this game by 2 runs. They had the winning run at the plate with 2 outs, 1 out in the 9th inning. They had the tying run at the plate.
Darvish pitched great.
Yeah, so this was not like some one-sided game. It was if you looked at the Padres' offense, but it's not like the Phillies' offense. I mean, they had 3 hits. The Phillies. This game had the fewest hits in a playoff game in 20 years, 4 combined hits.
Now, it's a problem because when the Phillies get hits, they're most likely going to be home runs. When the Padres gets hits, they're like dribblers up the middle.
Right. And this game flew, by the way. What was the length of this game? 230, 240?
Dude, I was home by like 8:20.
Crazy. This was looking up a Dodgers game. Those Dodgers games were long, which isn't surprising. Tonight's game time was, what the frick?
Like 240?
What's your guess? 240? 243. It felt shorter than that. 243.
Yeah. It felt like an hour. I mean, by an hour into the game, they're already in the bottom of the 5th inning.
I know. I'll give you a little bit of good news too. You didn't use the A team. You used Luis Garcia, but they haven't necessarily lined him up to be the 7th inning guy. Nick Martinez has been good. The whole bullpen's been great. I mean, the bullpen's been amazing in the postseason.
Look, everybody's still available tomorrow.
Yeah, including Nick Martinez and Luis Garcia.
Yeah, they didn't get taxed. They pitched really well. You're available tomorrow because you got an off day Thursday, so all hands on deck.
Yeah, but again, if you're even or ahead, you're turning to the Suarez's, maybe for multiple innings. We've seen that. Even a Hader they've used for more than 3 outs.
You just gotta hope. You just gotta hope that Blake Snell has one of his best pitching performances of the year tomorrow. And that's a lot to ask, but it's crunch time now. You're in the NLCS. You need to have quote unquote best performances of your life. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What did he do in that outing against the Dodgers? Was it 5 innings, 1 run?
It's 5 innings, 1 run.
Yeah.
Last time he faced the Phillies, it was 5 innings, 4 runs, and he was fine until he blew up Harper. Remember that?
Right. He was cruising and then he hit Harper. That's a great point. Another subplot going into that game. Man, that's actually a huge subplot going into the game. Is Snell going to be able to deal with that? And Harper's so locked in. Does Harper see Snell as, like, hey, this is how I'm going to get even?
And here's another factor.
He's so hot right now.
Another factor tomorrow, John, that we haven't talked about yet is the shadows are going to be fucking disastrous tomorrow afternoon.
I wouldn't think. Right. I mean, when would those typically?
Like around 3:00.
So they weren't a factor in the first or second inning today, or were they? Or were we beyond the shadows at 5:00?
We were beyond the shadows. Shadows are done around 5.
This time of year, you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what to make of that.
Hey, baseball. Good job scheduling your fucking championship series game at 1:30 on a Wednesday afternoon.
But that happens every year because there's 2 championship series games on the same day.
It's just weird. You know what I mean? Like, can you just have these supposed to be in prime time?
Yeah, no, it is a little weird. I agree with you. Martinez, by the way, 13 pitches tonight. That's nothing. Luis Garcia, 8 pitches tonight in a scoreless inning. So they used 21 pitches from their bullpen. And the Phillies, by the way, used Dominguez for 9 pitches and Alvarado for 17. They used 26 pitches out of their bullpen. So this was a really cleanly pitched game on both sides, both Darvish and, of course, Zack Wheeler as well. We do want to remind you that this show is made possible by our friend Omar Sanchez at Edge Home Finance. If you have mortgage needs, please check out Omar Sanchez at Edge Home Finance. He's here to help all Padres fans with their mortgages. Check out his brand new website. Please check it out right now, loansbyomar.com. Again, loansbyomar.com. You can scan the QR code on the screen or you can text Omar anytime, 619-387-7798. He's your San Diego native mortgage broker, went to San Diego State. He is a huge Padres fan. And if you're looking to buy your dream home or refinance to consolidate debt, make sure to get in contact with Omar. You can call him or text him. You'll get a free consultation at his website. Click on the education tab in the top left-hand corner. It's got all the resources you need. First-time home buyers. If you're interested in refinancing, whatever you need, loansbyomar.com. And thank you, Omar, for your support of the channel.
Yeah, you can text Omar 619-387-7798. When you reach out to Omar, let him know that John and Jim from the Wrap Up Show sent you.
Were you trying to fake that yawn because it was so obvious?
I was. Did I not do well?
I don't think so. All right. I see some Phillies fans have kind of entered the chat here. So what's our plan here for tomorrow? We will be on radio whenever the game ends. San Diego Sports 760. Hopefully recapping a win. We're going to be at the Blind Burrow, right across from Petco, 7th and J.
Yep. So join us tomorrow then, and hopefully we'll be talking about a win.
You said that so convincingly. I'm worried. I mean, the Snell thing, listen, I really like the way Snell is throwing it by and large the second half of the year. But yeah, I am worried about that. I can already see him like rubbing his brow, wearing long sleeves. It's like 90 degrees out.
It's a concern. It's a concern. And that's why I kind of was like, this game one was so important just because of that concern for game two. Because going into game two versus Nola, weather, Snell in the day, you're just like, but guess what? That's the beauty of baseball. Tomorrow they can win 7-1.
They could. When did Musgrove pitch? What day of the week was it? That was Saturday. So what's
Sunday,
tomorrow?
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday? He'd
be short. Yeah, he'd be short. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not switching that up because
you can. He'd be short.
Right. And even if you did try to go Musgrove there, I don't think it's the right play because you want Musgrove game 3 to come back for game 7 on short on, you know what I mean? So
yeah, but if you had him full rest in game 2, you could pitch him on full rest in game 7.
Well, guess what, John? You got to get there first.
Well, you don't have him on full rest.
True,
so it doesn't matter. And it doesn't matter.
I'm fine. Snell, Musgrove, Darvish, Snell game 1 and 2. Yeah,
it's good.
That. It's good.
Snell's a much better pitcher at home than he is on the road.
I'd rather have him pitch at home for games 2 and 6 than on game 3 on the road.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I do.
Especially if you went down 0-2. Could you imagine that? They go down 0-2 and you have Snell in game 3 in Philadelphia.
Yeah, that's the one thing you'd have with Musgrove. If you're down 0-2, you'd still feel good at least with Joe Musgrove because it's Joe Musgrove and he's won some big games for this team this year.
He's going to go out there and fucking battle it. You know what I mean? He's not going to give in.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully not. My taco. I don't think so.
I don't know who, dude. If it seriously was like some of the hosts and like producers that did that, like, I am.
Been.
Oof. Good job, guys. You have created the bad juju for San Diego, and I hope you feel good about yourselves because that was fucking pathetic. It was embarrassing. Like you should be embarrassed of yourselves.
Honestly, this from King LV is like a great way to summarize game 1. Like it's very easy to say it like this: Phillies hot, Padres coming off this epic series win.
It's almost like
I hate to make an excuse because that's stupid this time of year, but it's so easy to explain away.
But here's the thing about that is I don't think that would be a thing that would last for the entire series. Game 1, you can make a case for sure. Like in football, it's completely different. Remember after Minnesota beat the Saints on that crazy miracle play to end the game?
Of course. Then they lost the next week.
They lost the next week. They got their ass kicked.
The Eagles, I think won the Super Bowl that year. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like that right there. You come off such a big, emotional, crazy win. That's to be expected. In baseball, it's different. You can have a hangover, but I don't think it's a thing that can last a whole series because now you're in a fight. You got punched in the mouth tonight. And you did nothing. You had no fight. You had no punch back, nothing. You went down very quietly tonight. And so now it's on, and you have to be ready tomorrow or you're going to be in very big trouble.
Yeah, I thought it was the right line of questioning, honestly, from the media this week. We were over there, and they had, like, the first question asked of Manny Machado was like, are you concerned about like a hangover effect having beaten the Dodgers? And he said no, but of course they were. Like, it's so easy to explain, but it's so dumb that it works that easy. Or it's that simple that you beat the Dodgers and then you come out lackluster your next game. Like, that's so obvious to predict. I didn't think this would happen. Nobody predicted a one-hitter from Zack Wheeler or the Padres getting shut out at home on an 85-degree night in game 1 of the NLCS.
Yeah, one hit. Come on. I would expect more
one
than
hit,
that.
One single. I mean, if they're in a shift there or well positioned defensively, well aligned, you get no hit.
You get no hit in the fucking game 1 of the NLCS.
Right. It's not like this thing was small. He didn't hit this ball 120 miles an hour. This wasn't the best hit you've ever seen. This was a base hit up the middle, and that's their hit for the series. Hopefully they need to do more than double that tomorrow. Let's get like 10 times the number of hits tomorrow for the Padres off of Aaron Nola. So we shall see. We do want to remind you that we have a podcast, which is the wrap-up show. If you don't want to watch the video, but you just want the audio, make sure to check out our podcast, which is the official podcast of FriersOnBase.com. We're presented by Eric Lanier at Higher Impact Financial and HigherImpactFinancial.com. Eric is a San Diegan and a huge Padres fan, and is available wherever you get your podcast, by the way. If you're wondering if you're financially strong enough to leave your corporate job and start your own business, or if you're tired of being surprised by how many taxes you owe every year, make sure to get in contact with Eric at Higher Impact Financial. And along with that, Eric can help make sure your family is protected by helping you get a trust established. The first handful of Padres fans to call to get a trust done with Eric's firm are going to get $200 off. You can call Eric at 951-383-3033. That's 951-383-3033 to schedule your first meeting. If you just want to talk Padres baseball with him, he'd love to talk to you about the Padres. Advisory services are offered through WealthTech Partners, a registered investment advisor that only conducts business in states where it is a properly registered or is excluded from registration requirements. Past performance is not indicative of future results. We know that as baseball fans. Investing involves risk and possible loss of principal capital. Thank you, Eric, at HigherImpactFinancial.com. What a day, Jim. Not in a good way, really, but a long day.
Well, here's the thing. Blind Burrow was great. Everybody that we saw at Blind Burrow, that was awesome.
They were great.
Yeah, you guys were great. Thank you for coming and saying hi. Come say hi to us tomorrow. I'll be there before. Like, I want to go to Blind. I'm gonna head up Blind Burrow before tomorrow. I want to try some brunch there. It looks very delicious. Darren will be there.
What kind of brunch?
I don't know.
Like, you thinking like an omelet?
Sure.
Pancake?
Ooh, it sounds delicious.
Doesn't that sound good?
But yeah, I'll be there tomorrow. Darren's going to broadcast from 9 to 1:30 with Marty, and then me and you after the game.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll be there beforehand. Maybe I'll be at the game. And
you're going to show up in the fourth inning?
No. I should be there. No, I'll be there before the game. Probably go get an acai bowl from Everbowl on the concourse. Like, when the gates open, I'm racing to Everbowl.
Yeah. I'm going to race to the auxiliary press box. I kind of dig those. Like,
yeah, it was nice.
Like, there's a lot of room over there, and it's way better than the press box. Everyone's like sitting close to each other, and people like take your seats, nice. And you're like, actually, we're supposed to sit there, but some random person that's never been to a baseball game this year is like taking our seats. And so it's nice to like be like out with the fans in the auxiliary press box.
It was very nice. Do want to get to the Super before we get out of here tonight. Thank you, Break It Down. Thank you for your support of this channel. He says, I know we all want this so bad, but losses happen. On to the next one. We got to get those bats alive. We can't expect the dub if we don't get hits. Go San Diego. It is just one game. It's true. And the series has not been won by anyone. It's best of 7 for a reason, and they do need to get the bats going tomorrow. It's a fair way to look at it. Wheeler and Nola are scary. Ranger Suarez and Noah Syndergaard aren't as scary. So maybe you get the pitching advantage in games 3. We'll see about 4. But man, you got to get out of here 1-1. Bob Melvin talked about it. You played it postgame. He's like, you're the home team. You got to get one of these. So that's what they're playing for tomorrow.
Yep.
All right. Thank you to our sponsors. Thank you to everyone here live or replay tonight. Thank you, Mark Nimitz at Farmers Insurance, for your support of this channel. Auto, home, renter's life, earthquake insurance. He can save you $750 or more on your insurance. He's the title sponsor of the wrap-up show. There's a link down below. Thank you to Will at Aura for his support of this channel, ora.organic. Link down below, 30% off your first order. Thank you, Omar Sanchez, loansbyomar.com, here to help all Padres fans with their mortgages. And thank you, Eric Lanier at higherimpactfinancial.com. If you have finance needs, Eric is there for you. We will be back tomorrow. Join us on San Diego Sports 760. Before we get out of here, we need to get to a super that's just rolled in from, a Canadian super. Look at this.
Oh, wow.
We haven't had a ton of Canadian supers over the
I appreciate
last
that.
year or so. Thank you so much.
The Canadian dollar
Braves
goes a
fan
long
here.
way.
Canadian 10 is like $300 American, I feel like. Or maybe not. I have no clue. It's maybe like $11.
Probably, yeah.
Braves fan here. Phillies and Padres got hot at the right time. No doubt.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Got, the
They
wild
did.
card round maybe was beneficial for those two teams. The whole thing, and this is for tomorrow, we talked about, but this whole, the format favors the lower seeded teams. That's dumb, because the American League had the Yankees and Astros advance, and the National League had the wild card teams advance. But I mean, there's not enough data to say, it's amazing to be the 6th seed. That doesn't make any sense,
By the way, everyone watching this video right now, if you haven't already, hit the like button, please. Just hit the like button right now if you're watching this video and you haven't. And also subscribe. That's all we ask. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. If you're new to the channel, thank you. And we'd love for you to join us year round. So hit the subscribe button and then hit the like button. That's all we ask.
All right, so we will be back tomorrow. Please join us from the Blind Burrow downtown. We will be on the air for 3 hours immediately following the final out. Thank you guys for hanging out. We'll see you tomorrow. We'll see if the Padres can even up this series at a game apiece. For Jim, I'm John. This has been the Wrap-Up Show. See you guys tomorrow night.
Peace.